Okay, so it is December 28th right now. It's midnight. It's 1:11 a.m. Year 2023. Now the year is going to be quite relevant because it's almost New Year's. Been quite a while since my last journal entry. I got a very small list with what's been going on in the past, I guess, month or two. So most recently, I went on a Christmas trip. I went to Six Flags and Universal Studio. Uh, Not much to say. I really enjoyed Six Flags. I just really like the roller coasters. There are some roller coasters that were recommended to me, but when I got there, they weren't open at the time. And when it was about time for me to leave the park, they were apparently open. So it was kind of awkward with the timing and everything. But I got on most of the rides. I think it was Viper and X2 that I missed out on, but most everything else, I got a chance to ride. I also didn't get to ride this ride called Scream. So hopefully I get to ride them next time as well. I think Colossus is the ride that I really, really enjoyed. It kind of like took me by surprise because at first I thought it was like going to be a more of a chill ride because of how long it is, or it appeared on the map. So I thought it was gonna be, it's just gonna be very lengthy and just gonna enjoy the scenery mostly. But no, it's a 4 minute long ride apparently, and it had some very big drops and big like hoops and like spins and stuff. It was very cool, and you get to basically enjoy it 2 times because it's what was it called? It's like a dual rail thingy where basically it goes around like 2 times. Nothing too fancy. But yeah, that was very cool. Goliath was also very cool. It was very, very tall, and the drop was very, very fantastic. Batman was very nice. I like this the design it had, like in the waiting area or during the line. Uh, but the ride itself, it was very, very fast. But I liked the how many like spins it got. Wonder Woman was kind of disappointing, but it was definitely very exciting though. It had some very good loops, hoops and stuff. Very like a lot of spins. I think this is basically how like these roller coasters are. Just hoops, drops, spins. Basically all these. Overall, it was very enjoyable. If I get a chance, I want to go there again. Get the Viper and X2 rides next time, and basically just kind of like complete everything. Universal Studio, it was pretty cool. I've been there, I think once or twice already before, and this time, it's basically what I've tried out before, so nothing too new. I got on the what do you call it? The studio ride, the studio tour. And that was very fun actually. Got to see some sets and stuff, so pretty cool. The Transformers ride was surprisingly still kind of like held up. Like the picture quality was honestly kind of bad. The 3D technology was honestly kind of outdated at this point, but I really enjoyed how, like, when the robots are fighting, it was like it felt very brutal despite it's just all machines, but just seeing them like ripping parts out of each other, it was like, honestly, it's like this machine violence that is not exactly gory, but you can feel the gore just through that still. And I really enjoyed that. I appreciated it. Oh yeah, I visited the Mario place. Uh, I feel like I kind of wanted to like maybe stay there a bit longer to collect the stamps and stuff. But I went there with a friend, and he wasn't really exactly up to it. We basically just went there for the rides, and we did the Mario ride. The Mario ride was pretty cool, but a bit of kind of leftover. What do you call it? If it was, I wasn't exactly completely satisfied. Let's just say, and also the fucking souvenirs were so damn expensive. Like holy shit. I wish I could like buy more of the hats and stuff, but man, it was very expensive. Harry Potter, not the biggest fan of Harry Potter, but I bought a wand with my name engraved on it. That was pretty cool, and I tried out to with the thing where you can you cast a spell and the props like react to you and stuff. I tried that. That was pretty nice. But yeah. I actually got the wand that I did this thing online where it's the Harry Potter, I think it's the official site where it checks like which what is it called? Like which school you belong to and what kind of wand fits you. So I basically got the wand that I got it from the quiz thing. I think it's a black walnut dragon heartstring. I think that's what it was. So yeah. I'm not really familiar with any of the characters, so I didn't get any of the character ones. All in all, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed some like I'm not from the US, so I enjoyed some US barbecue. The barbecue place was very nice. I've not had many like conveyor belt sushi before either. Like only once in Japan and maybe once when I was very little. So I got to enjoy that again as well with this trip. That was also very nice. I also went to this Taiwanese restaurant. I was like themed after like a school classroom, which was also very nice. I really liked the Taiwanese rice cake, which I think was like directly translated. It was like pork blood rice cake. I think it was like what it's supposed to be, but I don't know why the English was like just called it Taiwanese rice cake. The rice cake was really really nice though. I had a similar rice cake before, but they didn't have like the sauce or the like this one. It had like it was covered with like peanuts and stuff and had like a sauce as the as kind of like the glue, which like everything all together, it was like just tasted really nice. But the one I had before didn't have any of those. It was just like pure blood with the pure pork blood rice cake, which kind of lacked a lot of the flavor, I guess. But yeah, very nice trip. Played a lot. Played in the parks. Enjoyed some good food, and all in all, it was a nice trip. There was this one day, I think it was like 24th, where I didn't get to play anything. I just kind of rested in the hotel room. Mostly because this friend I'm hanging out with at the time was kind of like he kind of needed that 1 day break. So you know what, it's fine. If it were up to me, I think I have a lot more energy in comparison. So I would have just like went out and did whatever the hell. I kind of wanted to visit this observatory, but maybe next time. Next time it's just Six Flags and an observatory, and there's this like museum I kind of want to visit. So yeah, I think next time I'll just go by myself. If it's gonna be like this, I'll talk about it with the friend and whatnot. But you know what? In general, I'll give this trip an 8 out of 10. Very cool. Yeah. Okay, what else is there to say? Not much really happened other than this. I think I mentioned before how I said I wanted to I'm planning on quitting my current job and like going back to school to get another degree to go into this other like career direction. And I'm still waiting on the school's reply on whether they're gonna accept me or not. They say that the latest reply is gonna be like around end of January, beginning of February. So I have like basically one more month, I guess, for their reply. I hope they reply soon enough because it really doesn't feel good to, have something like this to be put on hold. Like for me, it's a pretty important step in my life. So I really want to know like where I'm headed, basically. I think I'll get accepted, but honestly, who knows? What else? I mean, I guess even if I'm not going to be accepted, like right now with my current job, I think my salary got increased. But I kind of have to wait and see because like this is so weird with how my company deals with things. It's like any kind of like bonuses or like extra like income are counted at the end of the year. So at the end of the year, I got like a lot of like extra like uh a lot of like money got like wired into my account, but they're all just like jumbled together, and I don't really know the details of like how all the the breakdown of this income, right? So I don't actually know like how much of that like money I received was like part of the bonus, how much of it was actually from an increase of my salary, how much of it was from this or that. It's just like a lot of things I'm not really sure about. Hopefully there's like some kind of like big increase there's like an actual big increase in salary, but honestly, I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna end up with like maybe $100 increase, $200 increase in my salary. I think that's more likely what's gonna happen. But yeah, like nonetheless, I'm still planning on quitting this job. Like I'm just like, even if I don't get accepted, I'm only gonna work here for another year. So until the end of next year, basically. Like it's just not the field that I wanna, like spend a long period of my life in, It's not really a field where I feel like I'm wasting my time here, basically. What else am I doing recently? I've been thinking about making like videos again. Like before I made that Yu-Gi-Oh video, I had a lot of fun making. But afterwards I basically made a separate account because like I feel like I just want to keep this one like just doing my journal stuff, and anything else that's like not related where I'm just wanting to talk about just making to like wanting to make content. I just want to keep those things on a separate channel. So yeah. But again, similar to how I deal with my journal stuff, I just make them whenever. Mostly it's gonna be like a once a month, once every 2 months sort of thing, but basically I make them whenever I want and however long it's gonna take, right? But yeah, I've been feeling like making content again, and usually takes like a month or so for me to plan things out, and then takes like a week or so to actually finish the whole thing. But that's just how it is. I hope I can like make things a bit faster, because like even though I say like I need like 1 month to plan things out, it really is like more like the last week or even the last few 2 or 3 days that I'm actually finally like finalizing things, because before that it's all a lot of drafts, right? A lot of brainstorming, and then and then like in the end, I just it's always ends up where it's like most of those stuff are kind of like wasted away. Like basically none of the drafts are going to be used because like in the end I kind of just like take myself in a completely new direction almost. So I don't even know. Like I need to optimize my my workflow, I guess. What about games I've been playing? Monster Hunter, I've been getting back into that. I started playing Rise when it first came out, and man, the end game content was really lacking. And once Sunbreak came out, I didn't really. I bought Sunbreak, but I didn't do any of the new content because of how because of how like Rise kind of, you know, it was a bit disappointing, honestly. Honestly, and it kind of drove me off of a bit. I wasn't really excited for the game anymore. You know, I wasn't really motivated to play the game. But while this trip, you know, I mentioned how there was this one day that I was just like staying in the hotel and resting. I was just playing Monster Hunter that whole day, and you know what? It was pretty fun. Trying out some of new weapon styles, like especially with Lance. Like Lance became a very aggressive weapon that's not just like poke 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 block poke 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 block. It actually like became a weapon that has a very high like a skill ceiling. I really enjoy that. You know, learning, it's basically like learning a completely new playstyle, and I appreciate that a lot. And with a new Monster Hunter game that's gonna be released like in 2025, you know, hopefully they'll, you know, put this kind of like a new Lance playstyle into that new Monster Hunter game. What else? I've been trying to get back into Persona 5. Persona 5. Originally I played it with the Xbox Game Pass thingy, where I tried it for a short while, but that was a time where I was just like kind of playing a bit of everything and quickly kind of got myself burned out. So, but it was definitely fun though. I think I played right after finishing with the first guy. I forgot it was like the gym teacher. Like I finished his part and then bam, I and then I kind of just stopped there. All right? So I kind of like want to try to, I guess, get back into it sometime later. I also been playing a lot of like League. I watched Worlds. The Worlds was very enjoyable. I really liked it. It's great to see SKT. Well, they're not SKT anymore. It's just T1. It's great to see Faker win again, and I really do like their like current team. I really liked them last year as well. It was very sad to see them not being able to win, but it was a really, really cool BO5, best of 5 series, and it was a miracle run for DRX as well. So I wasn't too sad about it. But this year, man, it's almost like poetry. You know, 10 years since Faker's like first trophy. It really feels like everything's scripted. It's crazy. We'll see how next year is gonna go, but you know, all hopes are still on T1. There aren't many like other teams that, to me, that I'm really like a big fan of. So yeah, right now, really only T1 is kind of like the one that I'm really cheering for. I hope Showmaker's team, like, Damwon is gonna do better though. It's kind of sad to see them like not even getting to the quarterfinals, but yeah, I hope their team is gonna improve. Like Showmaker, really fun guy. It feels like a really cool player, and yeah, I hope to see him more on the world stage. And then EU, well, G2, I just hope G2 can actually do better than what they did this year. It was so disappointing. It feels like they could have done a lot better. They could have like at least made be moved to like semis, honestly. But man, they're top lane. Broken Blade, I don't know. What else? Oh yeah, literally just before recording this one, this journal entry, I was playing a bit of Honkai Star Rail. I was just really kind of just like wanted to try something new to play. And I wasn't honestly, I'm not a big fan of Genshin. I tried to play Genshin like 2 times and the playstyle is just not for me. Like or not really the playstyle, but I just really don't like how the game is designed in terms of like equipment and character progression and stuff like that. Like I'm not the biggest fan of the game's systems and the power progression. And for this one, Honkai Star Rail, honestly, it feels like just the same thing, but just like gameplay is now turn-based. So I don't see myself playing this for a long time either, but I've just finished like, I think maybe the tutorial. I just met up with this like shield guy and got into the city. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But no hopes up because I'm not the biggest fan of, how everything's going. I guess there's no like random ass equipment I have to manage because that is actually something I really didn't like about Genshin. But with this one, it's just a skill tree and whatever you call it. I call it a trinket. What is it called? Like a light pylon thingy? I don't know. But this time it's basically just one equipment, really, realistically speaking. So you know what? I like that. It simplifies things a lot. Don't have to manage too many random ass numbers. I really okay. This is a bit of a rant, but really hate, like, not just dislike. I hate how some games have this like random ass like percentage thing and a random ass like number increase thing. Like, oh, increase this damage like by 4.8%, increase defense by freaking 5.6%. Like, why can't it just be a clean ass number? I don't get it. Like, it honestly just feels so fucking stupid. It's like, it's like using random ass, like decimals and and percentages just so to make itself like look cool. Like that's just so unnecessary. Like, just make it 5%, 10%, 15%, like something clean like that. Why does it have to have decimals like that? Right? It's just ridiculous. It's also like another reason why I kind of like my friends really like this other game called what is it called? Naraka Blade Point. I fucking hate it. I hate how the game because like partially it also has like the thing with the, what is it called? I don't know what it's called, but it's like charms or whatever that also has these like random ass percentages thingy that I really fucking hate. But the gameplay, like in terms of like control or game feel, it just really doesn't feel good to me. Like, it feels so stiff. Like nothing feels fluid about the game, despite it being like an action-based, like it's a game that's supposed to be very fluid, right? Like, how good this game is kind of like, to me, is entirely dependent how fluid the control feels. It does not feel fluid as at all. It feels jagged. It feels laggy. It just feels horrible to play. What else is there to say? What else have I been playing? Oh yeah, Master Duel, or just Yu-Gi-Oh in general. I've just been playing a bit, not much. I think there's nothing much to say about it, really. But I do have a lot of games in my Steam library, and I really want to clean that up. On my notes here, I say the year is almost over. Do I need a bit of recap? I think there's not much to recap, really. I think I started the year off like kind of depressed. and I was like, giving a lot of hope for this year, I guess. There was a lot of complaint in the beginning where I was like making daily journals, but that was mostly kind of like just setting the ground for like what kind of person I am, I guess, in that journal entry, or in those journal entries. And afterwards, things started to slow down because there's a lot to talk about myself in the beginning, but afterwards, after I've said all there is about myself, there's not much else to say because I don't really do much in my everyday life. It's just work, come back, play some video games, sleep, wake up, go work, come back, play some video games, and go to sleep. Like, I don't know. I'm very easy to feel lost in life and then just start to waste my life away. And one of my biggest, like, my first turning point was really me moving out. Like, that is like the first turning point in my life. And after that, my other turning point would be my decision to like go back to school and actually decide on a career. I mean, honestly, I kind of had a career before this as well because I graduated with a psychology degree, right? And I kind of wanted to go into like a career path related to this degree, but I guess it's just unlucky or whatever, but I haven't really had many opportunities, or haven't found many opportunities, or any at all really, that can lead me in that direction. And it's not like I really know how to get myself into that field of study either. Like, I know that I have to do labs and stuff, but I don't know. I think like I've not been able to get accepted by any labs either. I feel like those opportunities are mostly like left for undergrads that are currently in school, but I've already graduated. So, I guess my priority is kind of low in terms of getting whether I can get into a lab or not. Kind of unfortunate, but that's just how things are, I guess. But then again, I self-doubt a lot. So every time I'm also kind of like doubting myself, is this really the path for me? Even when I'm talking about psychology, even when talking about this new path I'm, planning to step into. I just don't know. There's like, it feels like there's nothing I can really be like comfortable with. There's no decision I make that I'm ever like fully comfortable or confident in. And living day to day feeling like very shaky is honestly a very torturing feeling. I hope one day I can resolve it like somewhat, but man, it does not feel good to feel like you're always living on the edge, kind of like to feel like you're always wavering and not having any confidence in yourself. It's definitely not a positive feeling. But yeah, that's kind of like how this year went. A lot of self-doubt, a lot of depression, a lot of not feeling good. Again, hope next year is gonna be better. Hope next year is gonna turn out for the better, and hopefully this new direction I set myself to go on to is something I can be more comfortable with and be more confident, and give myself a bit more confidence in. I hope. I think this also has been a year where there has been a bit more, I guess, self-discovery to figure out like who I am and what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with. I think there has been a lot of instances where I've been like, I've quote unquote accepted who I am, like how I am with certain things. Like, for example, I have fully accepted the fact that I really like cute things, right? Like I really like the like when there are a lot of these stores where they sell these like plushies and stuff. I really like those plushies. Like they invoke a feeling in me, and to me, I think they're some very positive feelings. So I like them. Like this is basically how I kind of like accept it myself. It's just me liking these things, and I don't have to. I don't feel like I have to really lean into any sense of like masculinity or whatever. I just like them. As simple as that. And I have the freedom to like whatever the hell I want. And that's just kind of like how I've settled with myself with things like these. But of course, it's not just like these. I think it's like, to summarize it all, it's just that I've been able to look at myself in a more, I guess, objective way and enable myself to be more comfortable with my feminine side, I think is the best way to put it. I've been trying to do things with like skincare and stuff like that, though it's just very basic stuff with just moisturizer and cleanser, just stuff like that. Nothing too extra. Not exactly. I don't think I think I want to keep my skin well. I want to protect my skin, but I don't want to do makeup. It's kind of like where I draw the line. But you know what? I think that's totally fine. Take care of your skin. It's good. I don't fucking want like wrinkles and random ass shit to appear on my skin. They're uncomfortable. So yeah. What else? I think eventually I want to try more with my like to see how much, like, what am I really comfortable with in terms of like feminine, such a hard word to say. Like how, like what exactly am I comfortable with in terms of terms of like femininity. Like how feminine am I really comfortable with? Because like if it's just in terms of like imagining, it's honestly kind of difficult to say. It's only when you actually do the things you kind of like realize them, right? Like for example with plushies, it's one thing to imagine a situation where you buy a plushie or imagine yourself like have a lot of plushies, but it's a different thing when you actually make the purchase and make the conscious decision to say, yes, I want this thing, right? And it's really after I started to buy those like Pokemon plushes that I began to be like, you know what, I really like these things, and I'm gonna start to accept this part of me. And then I started to experiment more of stuff with skincare, or at least very basic skincare stuff. Before it was like, oh, I'm a man and I don't have to take care of these things, whatnot. But honestly, no, it's just like, it was just so easy for me to just buy 3 things and then just like keep a routine going. I was like surprised by how easy I got into the routine. Like at first I was like, oh, I have to consciously remind myself to do these things, but then it's just like, no, it's just second nature. It's just like wash your face and then apply cream. Simple as that. There's really not much like thought behind any of these. So right now basically I'm just like thinking, what other things can I lend myself to, become part of like what I do, or what I can do very comfortably. What are other things that I can comfortably do that are usually considered as feminine, is I guess how I can word this. It's a matter of self-exploration, I guess. Like this year, I think I really wanted to focus on self-exploration as far as like understanding who I am and my capabilities, like what I can do, who I am and what can I do are kind of like the main things for this year, I guess. And I feel like in terms of like what I can, and I kind of want to, I think extend this to next year as well. This is honestly going to be like an ongoing thing, like throughout one's entire life, right? These are very generic stuff that like one is going to always going to spend their whole life to explore themselves, to understand themselves. And I feel like I'm just like doing it in a more conscious and a almost more like scientific way. I'm literally just like testing different things and see how they gel with me. Like this is how I'm approaching things, right? And one of the biggest things is just like not being afraid to do them in the first place. And I feel like I've overcome that barrier. So right now I'm just like, trying to figure out what other things I can try. I want to be able to improve my personal skills a lot more. As mentioned before, I want to better my workflow when it comes to like making videos or making contents and stuff like that. I want to be able to like organize thoughts better. I feel like the reason for my horrible workflow is because I am horrible at organizing thoughts, and very often like I let myself kind of like just go all over the place, and that's why I can like write so many stuff, and then in the end I am only probably going to take like 1 or 2 sentences from all those pages. So yeah, I need to make my thinking, I guess, more efficient. What are things? I think there's not much else I want to say. There is something I have noted here, but I feel like it's not really appropriate to talk about right now. It's something about, like, I guess more related to, it's more of like a philosophical thought than anything. It's a philosophical thought or like discussion I kind of wanna have instead of like something to put in a journal. So I'll leave it like either as a video or just leave it as another journal entry that I wanna kind of express better some other time. But yeah, I have a lot of things like these where it's just like random ass thoughts. Or like random like philosophical like ideas or thoughts or like discussions that I kind of have with myself. And I guess I can, in terms of trying to make myself more organized or keeping some kind of like schedule with my journals. I guess when I really don't have anything to say, I can just throw one of these out, right? So yeah, that's it for this year, I think. Next entry is probably going to be a few days later. Just gonna be like a New Year's journal entry. So yeah, that's it for this year. Merry Christmas, late Merry Christmas, and a happy upcoming New Year. Yeah, I hope things are going to turn out better for myself and for everyone. And yeah, that's it.